Oh, yeah. So good to be here with everybody tonight, 7 p.m. on the AMA, July 11th, 2022. Ask Me Anything. Always incredible to be here with you all. The mission really is to always make sure that we're delivering the value that hopefully you all get to feel. You get to feel the impact. We always strive to be able to push towards the best versions of ourselves. And of course, doing that means that we need to gain some perspectives and open up opportunities, chambers of opportunity that might be there but may not be unlocked yet. And with that being said, I am so excited to be here tonight because there's somebody incredible that I can't wait to introduce you to. His name is Alan Rosario. He is building his very own asphalt maintenance company, and the name of his company is Surface Pro Services. And it's so incredible to be able to bring him on tonight with you guys for a variety of reasons. One is that in our company, we're always striving to be a lighthouse. We're always striving to help people build the freedom that they're looking for, and to be able to truly be here tonight to walk you through what it was like to meet Alan, for Alan to choose to invest into a package and build his very own business and getting ready to really crush it out of the park. I'm not going to spoil too much about it because I can't wait to bring him on, but he also had the opportunity to go and spend some time with Dom Manzo through our coaching program in the field, where he actually learned how to seal coat driveways. He learned how to do crack repair on large parking lots. He laid it down. He'll tell you the stories, I'm sure. But with no further ado, I'd love to get Alan Rosario on with us because I've got a bunch of questions and I hope that he can share his story with you. Alan, my man, what is going on, brother?
Judd, how are you? Really good to be here with you and to share, spend some time with you and, share my story. Thanks for
Cool,
having me
man.
on.
I'm always excited. I'm always excited to do these. I do them, every month, and the reason why I do it every month is because everybody's got a different story. Everybody comes from different places. Everybody has different experiences, and everybody has new opportunities that lie ahead of them. And that's why I like to do these every month. But this is a really special one for me because, of course, you have been involved with something that has been very different than the usual, which is, of course, just watching videos and watching reading the content and taking the online courses. You had a bit of a different experience. And so let's first off dig in, man. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, where you're located, what you've done in your past, and tell us a little bit about your past so we can move up to the present.
Sure. Well, my name is Alan Rosario, and I'm a native of the Dominican Republic. I immigrated to the United States, New York City, specifically Washington Heights, and I spent all my formative years here. I immigrated when I was 2 years old, and I grew up in New York City. I, went to school. I've been in the Northeast my entire life. I've done all sorts of things. I've, attempted to start many small, businesses in the past. I've also held down, some type of work. I've been involved in the rat race for the past 25 years, so I'm a proud member of that. And, currently I work in the janitorial field, and I'm a manager for a janitorial company. And, currently, I manage, I have about 12 managers under me, over 400 employees. And, I helped build that from the ground up. And, it's been a very good journey for me to do that. So something that I'm very proud of. So that's kind of
That's awesome.
in a nutshell, who I am and, where I've been.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the Dominican Republic, so I know it well on the North Coast in Cabarete, Dominican
Yeah, the
Republic.
kite surfing capital of the world.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yo
definitely.
habla
Very nice.
español un poquito.
Un poquito,
Yo,
that's enough sometimes.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yo quiero
yeah.
saber más. Yeah. So you've gone through this awesome journey of course, being involved with a business and growing it. with owners and managers and team members a part of that business, and you've done that for 25 years. That's the job you've done steady for 25 years, that particular job.
Yes, that is correct.
Right?
Yes. For 25 years, I've been involved in, yeah.
So I mean, you recently this year decided that there was going to be a turn of some sort or an exploration of something. And so can you tell us a little bit about, why you were looking for something, or a little bit about maybe the reason behind that?
Yeah, I mean, let me start off by saying I'm 48 years old, and I enjoy what I do. I'm not,
I thought you were
running away from what I
35.
do.
I thought you were
No, yeah,
35.
no, thank you. No, I'm a little older than that. But I enjoy what I do, but I just felt that, I'm coming up on a certain age where I felt like, there's something different that I ought to be doing. It's just like an internal feeling, that I have. I'm like, I enjoy what I do, but I feel like I'm capable of doing maybe more, pushing myself a little more, doing something differently. And it's what led me to where I am now. So yeah.
Man, that's where you essentially you started searching for something. What, like, there was something that instigated you looking for you. I know the age was the thing, and you were looking for maybe something different. Was it a business that you were looking for? Was it to seek another employment opportunity? Like, what were you really seeking? What was the reason behind versus the age? Like, was it freedom? Was it?
Yeah. I mean, a little of everything. And like I said in the past, I tried to start other types of businesses that have nothing to do with what I'm embarking on now, only to kind of fall short, of those goals and expectations, only because perhaps I wasn't as well prepared as perhaps I am now. But yeah, definitely the freedom, the opportunity to go into a new field, meet different people, and kind of create something from the foundation with the way that I want to create something, with my beliefs, with my I want to create something, an organization that is rooted on my beliefs, and that's part of the reason why I'm in this position now.
What are some of your beliefs, Alan? Like, what do you believe?
I just really believe that, and as in any business, I think that, we should always strive to, be the very best of ourselves, and then transfer that into, others that, in this case, working with you, and I think that this gives me an opportunity to start from the ground level, and build just that, build a business that perhaps is modeled on integrity and, doing the right thing by the customers, by employees, and just being in that, I don't want to call it a bubble because, there's no, but just, having, that surrounding and building something on those principles. I think that it enhances quality of life for everyone. And I've always pictured myself working, in an environment like that. So that's very important to me.
Man, that is awesome. By the way, Rob McKenzie thinks you look 29 years old, and Dominic Manzo, he's saying, "Let's go, boys." I'm sure you've
Oh
heard him
yeah.
say "let's go" a few times, but we're going to get there. I'm looking forward to chatting about that shortly. Anybody, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to throw them in the comments box here, and we'll do our very best to get to them. Any questions for Alan as he continues to share his story? So, Alan, let me ask you, when you started to look for an opportunity, where did you look? First and foremost, where did you look, and what were you looking for?
So, 2022, I think we all start online. That's, I guess our first point of, just trying to find whatever it is that we're looking for these days. And I went online, and what I was looking for was something tangible, something real. Like, I wasn't looking for a gimmick, make, $250,000 sitting at home. We all know those things, those opportunities are, there. I just wanted something that was real. I wanted something that, that that connected with me. Like I feel like I'm a hard worker by nature,
Right.
and I felt that what this industry offered kind of propelled me to, you know, seek, you know, an opportunity here. So
Why asphalt though? How asphalt? Like, did asphalt, like, did somebody mention it to you? How did you think about asphalt?
no, you know, asphalt's always been something that, you know, it's been a mystery. You know, I'm driving home in the middle of the night, 1 in the morning. You know, I'm on a freeway. Oh, there's traffic. You know, and I'm all upset because I'm stuck in traffic. And then all of a sudden, you're driving past, you know, these guys that have all these lights, Broadway lights. It looks like a production, and you know, they're working on something that seems very important. You know, they're fixing our roads. You know, and it's always been intriguing to me. But I always looked at it as something that, wow, you either had to be highly skilled or just have a lot of capital to embark in a business of that sort. You know, I never even looked at it as a business. I just saw it as something very intriguing, you know. And I saw all of this material and equipment, and it was just, you know, really nice to see, you know, a group of guys just, you know, doing something that seems so important, which is, you know, fixing our roads or whatnot. So, you know, since ever since I was a child, I always kept, you know, an eye open at those folks that, you know, particularly for some reason, I think maybe the smell of asphalt too, you know what I mean, has something to do with that. You know, it smells different, it feels different, it looks different, and it's just it's like an unknown, it's a mystery. So that's what maybe in the back of my mind that attracted me to the industry. When I found out that there was an opportunity for me as a, you know, just a regular individual to come in and start something on my own, then I felt like, you know what, this is interesting. This is something that, you know, hey, you know, maybe it's not such a mystery anymore. So
What did you type into Google or wherever you searched? What did you type in when you were first looking? I'm really curious because this is I want like this is kind of the customer journey, right? Like for us, when
right.
we to be sitting here right now, I really want to dig into. So you searched for something and you found something, right?
Right. Yes. Yes. You know, I don't remember particularly what I typed in, but I do know that I'm always looking, you know, for, you know, business, you know, brokers to see what type of
Ideas,
businesses are out there, you know, perhaps franchises or, you know, something of that sort, you know. But, you know,
right?
I've been doing that for a while, but I just have never run into something that kind of, you know, I connected with, you know. And somehow I think that, you know, I went online one day and I, you know, just like everybody else, you know, I saw the picture of you pushing a melter, you know, and that was like my first, you know, exposure to, you know, what asphalt may be. And I don't know how I came to asphalt. Perhaps I typed in something else, then it led me to Google, and all of a sudden I'm, you know, in front of the screen,
Watching
then
videos,
watching videos, and then I'm hooked. I'm hooked on these
right?
videos, you know, and you know that's what, you know, drew me in. So
Did you watch a lot of videos?
I can't tell you. I think I've watched them all. Oh no, not really, because every time I think I've watched them all, there's a new one that pops up from 11 years ago, 5 years ago. So they're always, you know, yeah, they're always, you know, coming, you know, to me, you know, via YouTube specifically.
By the way, William is on right now. He says, "Right on, Al. Glad we connected, man. I'm pumped to get this going too. You guys had a good chat, I assume."
Yeah, shout out to William. Yeah, yeah. Actually, William and I were on the same boat. You know, we're kind of in the same situation where, you know, that's his story to tell. But you know, we're in the same situation, and you know, we connected this weekend, and we had a good chat. And you know, I, you know, think we're gonna be, you know, in touch as we both go through this journey together. It's you know, we're starting at the same time, and it's really, you know, really good to find somebody who's, you know, going through what you're going through. So it's awesome. So shout out to William.
So you made a decision to start an asphalt maintenance business,
Hmm. Yes.
and that deciding factor. Why did you decide to take your hard-earned money and invest it into a package to start building your own business? Why did you do it? What like that took some balls. That took because you invested a chunk of money, a
Yeah.
significant chunk of money out of the gate. Not really a
Yeah.
significant amount of money to start a nice big business, but I'm saying it's a significant amount of money to start a business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what was the deciding factor? Was it was it your family? Was it you? Was it well, like what was it that made you feel confident to invest money?
Look, I'm going to tell you straight up. I
Yeah.
after watching the videos, and I watched a lot of them. At some point, I felt like, okay, yeah, maybe this is something I can do. I'm not sure, but seems like something that I can maybe wrap my arms around and do. So somehow I picked up the phone and I called Asphalt Kingdom, and I had the pleasure of speaking with Glenn. And Glenn and I had a conversation, and what really struck me about that conversation was that when I was talking to Glenn, he was not trying to sell me a package. He was not. He was letting me know that, hey, this is something that you can actually do on your own. Like, he started to convince me, and it, it took a little convincing, but we had that initial conversation. I hung up the phone. I thought about it for another 2 weeks, and I gave him another call again. He picked up the phone, and he reiterated how many guys or many folks just like me, have started their own business. This is something that I could do. This is something that I don't need to perhaps invest a large sum of money, like into a franchise or anything like that. Just something that you can actually do on your own. Give it a try. And somehow, that was the tipping point where I said, I called him back the third time, and the third time I had decided that I was gonna, buy the package. So yeah, but the fact that he never tried to sell me anything, he just told me, hey, in this conversation, you can absolutely do this, and there's something about the way he said it that really convinced me. So that's when I made the decision to pursue the gold package.
Glenn is one of the most awesome human beings that I've ever had the opportunity to like actually meet. He's one of the coolest, nicest guys, one of the most balanced individuals straight up that I've ever met in my life. And I've never seen Glenn really have a bad day. And that's hard to say, man, because at the end of the day, the consistency of always being a lighthouse and helping people is something that Glenn stands for. And that's the culture within our company, right? And so I'm glad to hear that, because that really means a lot to him, and it means a lot to us as well, because that's what we try to do, is help in as much as we possibly can, is to help, because that's what paying it forward does. And the universe has incredible ways of rewarding with dividends of positivity and energy and success all the way around. And when you're a part of those higher vibrations and that kind of an energy, guess what? You succeed. And I'm not talking just financially, as I say on the AK Roundtable, it's everywhere. You feel stronger, you feel better, you feel good, and you feel empowered to be able to push towards the best version of yourself, man. I'm so glad to hear that. Alan, so you invest into this package, and you get the package, and I'm sure, the package starts arriving, and you're like, wow, this is pretty wild. By the way, you attend the AK Roundtable because you were attending it for quite a while before. Did you attend it before you got the package?
No, I took like an unorthodox approach. I bought the package because I said, at some point I got to make a commitment to myself. Let me get
Yeah.
the package and I'll figure it out later. But if I invest in the package, if I attended the roundtable, it may have taken me 6 more months to get the package. But I said, let me get the package first. Then I found out about the roundtable, and that's when it really, took off. So I didn't take, let's say, the traditional approach that most take. I took whatever worked for me at that time, and I made it into what it is now. So yeah, I got this package, and I was overwhelmed. First of all, when those crates started to arrive, especially my AK 230 Pro sprayer. I mean, I was taken aback by the size, because it just to see it live, it was like, wow, this is a monster. What am I getting myself into? What is this? And so I get that, I get everything else, and then the my seal my coal tar arrives. 2,600 pounds for 4 drums. I'm not at my storage unit. The driver leaves it, right in front of the storage unit. I get a call from the storage unit, come move this, these drums out of the way. It's obstruct. So I go there with a hand truck, not knowing, not thinking 2,600 pounds, man. This is. So anyway, I had to go through a whole bunch of stuff just to get it in storage unit. But what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, I was taken aback by, by the size of the package and, the effort that I was going to take just to move, things left and right. So.
That's awesome, man. Okay, so I call it the parking lot. Some people say bookshelf. I call it the parking lot because we're in the asphalt. So I want to park this for 1 second because we've got a lot of people popping on here, man. Steve, welcome. Ken, welcome. Matthew Stump saying congratulations. This is a great start story. I love this. It is absolutely incredible, and there's so much more to come on this session right here because it gets even better. Steve from Nationwide Seal Coating, love it, man. Hey, team, anybody who's watching this right now and any of the replays, feel free to type your contacts, the name of your company into the comments box. We want to know where everybody's from. We love that. And, ask any questions that you might have. I've got a team that are answering comments right now. And so if you have questions about certain things, feel free to ask away and we'll post links in there. We've got all kinds of templates, resources. We just want to make sure you guys get what you need to be able to push forward in a direction of spreading your wings and moving towards success. So feel free, don't be shy. The only bad question, the only thing that ends up being the silly one is the one that you don't ask. That's what I always say, is just ask away. All right, so you've got this 230 spray system, you've got a pallet of sealing, you've got a crack repair machine, you've got a crack sealer. You're like, I've got a business now. I've got a package that I've got to turn into a business. And you invested into this package in early mid-ish March, right? And so you were basically go time beginning of April from an equipment setup perspective. You had your equipment. And of course, you're also working still, right? You're still working,
right? Yes.
With the career that you had 25 years, right?
Yeah, correct. Yes.
And so there's this package, and you're there with this package. And how many times is it in your garage or in your storage unit, or where is it?
So I have a storage unit. Yes. Yeah, it's in the storage unit. Well, not anymore. But at that point, it was in my storage unit.
So how many times did you drive from your place, your residence, to the storage unit just to go look at the stuff?
Every day for a long time.
I knew it.
Every day I would look at it, and let me just say something real quick. The funny thing is that I didn't know what to do with it. I bought it. It was there. It was just big. I was overwhelmed. But because I went every day and just looked at it, that started to spin my wheels. Like, okay, now what do I do? Who do I get? What's my next move? So, but just by looking, it was slow, but at least I knew after some time, okay, I got to get it on a truck. I got to, find somebody to help me, put it on my truck. How do I operate this thing? I just, so many things that started to happen, and I did come to where I'm at, but it was a very slow process at that point. So
we all know what manifestation is, and we know what vision boards are.
Yes.
And so, because I do a lot of manifestation, and I've got my vision boards, and I can tell you that the manifestation is what we create with our mind from a creative reality in our mind. We dream of it so hard and so passionately that we end up actually attracting it. We manifest it, and it happens. Right. And then we've got the vision boards where we've got a collage on the wall or whatever with a bunch of different things. Man, you went through the process of manifesting your own business. And then you had a vision board that was your package that you were looking on the website. And then you brought that package into a storage location after investing into it. And you went there every day to look at it. And you knew if you went back, every time you went back, you had even more passion, more drive to do it. It wasn't like you were, I can guarantee this because I've been there, but you didn't go there more often and feel less driven to build it. you felt more driven every time you went to go see it because you thought of things and you saw more parking lots and you saw more driveways on the way there and you saw the storage facilities parking lot and you're like, huh, am I right or wrong?
You're right. I've become obsessed with looking at asphalt everywhere I go now. It's just what I do. It's just as soon as I go anywhere, I can, be with my family and I'm looking at asphalt. I'm talking, it just kind of, yeah, you're right. You build into this. I saw this every day, and I got to tell you, after I got the package, going there every day and, being on the round table every Wednesday, listening to the stories, listening to, everybody, speak about, their ups and their downs and what to expect, really made me feel like, okay, this is, I can, relate to this. And yeah, you're right. After a while, the wheel started to spin, and I finally, yeah, it's like I manifested it. I saw it online. Now I have it in front of me. Now it's in a truck, and now it's operating. So it's just been a great journey to see it, and now I'm ready to do driveways. So yeah.
Dude, so you and I connected and we set up a meeting and we hop on the phone together. And that was a month ago.
Mm.
And we hop on the phone and we have a chat. Do you remember that conversation?
I do, of course, of course. That was another turning point, so I absolutely remember.
I remember it too. It's cool when the emotional footprint stamp kind of our life stamp. It's like a stamp line, and it's like I remember that like yesterday, and I know it's less than a month ago. And we had this conversation, and I asked where you were located was one of the key questions. And of course, when you said you were in New Jersey, and I didn't know exactly where in New Jersey, but then I knew that you were in your North Bergen, right? That's what
Yes.
you told me earlier. And
Yes.
so I'm like, do you know who Dom Manzo is? And,
Yeah, of course. Yes, yes, absolutely.
and,
Yeah,
and I'm like, do you know who Dom Manzo is? Local seal coating. He's in Long Island.
yeah.
What do you think if I was able to actually connect you guys where you could go up and work with him?
Uh, when you proposed, you pitched that idea, it was awesome. It was awesome. I felt really like, hey, you know what? Wow, this is really going to take the next step now. If we could make this happen, then I think that this is going to be critical for me to learn how to use all this equipment and, maybe get started on this, before the season's out. So yeah, I felt really good when you said that you would, work on that.
So I call Dom Manzo. There he is on my WhatsApp right there. I
Yeah.
called Dom Manzo up and I'm like, dude, and Dom, I know you're on here. If you're on here, put a hashtag I'm here or something, or let's go. But I call him and I'm like, dude, listen, I really think it would be awesome if Alan could come up and visit with you and spend some time working in the field with you. And sure enough, he's like, yeah, come on. All right. All right. And and I connect you guys on a WhatsApp group and I'm like, Dom, we need more people to be able to be coached by people who have gone through the learning curve and gone through adversity and gone through the challenge and that have the experience doing these services from an ops perspective. We need to have coaches that can coach people into feeling unstoppable, like they could actually go out and do that. And so I connect you and Dom on WhatsApp, and you go from a feeling of visiting your equipment, feeling like you can do it, to then connecting with Dom and setting up a time to go and meet him, which was only, I believe, 2 weeks ago, something
It
like
was,
that.
yeah, yeah. The first of the meetings was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, a little
So you,
under 2 weeks. Yeah.
so you speak with Dom, you get on the phone with Dom. Tell us about what it was like to chat with Dom, because I know you'd probably seen him in our YouTube videos before, right?
Yeah, yeah, Dom. Yeah, because I'm such a fanatic of the videos, I ran into Dom's videos, so I knew of him, before I even met
Right.
him. So, but I had an initial conversation with Dom, and he just has a way about him. After my first conversation, I felt like I wanted to run through a wall. That's how pumped up he got me about coming out to meet him and embarking on this journey. And it's exactly what I needed to hear at that point, because that was the next step for me. So I had this initial conversation with Dom, and we set up a time and a date. Coincidentally, he's working on a project that was perfect for me to come in and learn the ins and outs of the business. So yeah, we make it happen. I drive out to. He's about 2.5 hours away from me. We make it happen, and he's doing this, big, project in which he has 65 driveways that he's gonna complete in 3 days. And I'm like, talk about exposure, you know. And
Hold
yeah, the
on, hold
rest,
on, hold on, hold on for 1 second. So
yeah,
you drive up to Long Island, New York, and are you staying in a hotel up there? What are you doing?
yeah,
Are
yeah,
you
yeah. I
driving
got a
back and
hotel.
forth?
I got a hotel, and I'm there, and Dom comes, to pick me up at the hotel. He's very high energy. I felt the energy even before he drove on the parking lot. I felt like the energy coming. That's just how high energy he is.
The
He comes
vibrations,
in.
man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He comes in to the parking lot. He's already ready to go. Just very motivational or whatnot. We're driving to the job site, and he already starts to give me his wisdom about the business and so on and so forth. And from there, it was just something extremely intense to do what we did, listen to whatever Dom had to tell me in terms of coaching. And yeah, man, it's something that yeah, it was something mind blowing for me.
So first of all, 65 driveways in 3 days. Like most people would say, it's like that's not even possible to do, right?
Yeah,
Like it's just
yeah.
not even possible. And you guys were three guys, right?
It was yeah. I was the third guy.
Johnny, Big
Correct. Yes.
Johnny, Big
Yes,
Johnny,
Big Johnny. Yeah, shout out to
Big
Big
Johnny,
Johnny,
Big
man. Big
Al, and
Johnny.
Dom.
That's
Got
right.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, all right. So you pull up to this neighborhood, and you see all these driveways, and in your head you're thinking 65 driveways. You must be just like, this is mind blowing.
It is. It is. Yeah, yeah. Especially on driveway number one, knowing that you still got 64. It's like 64 more to go. It's like the first rep. It's like wow. How do you know? Yeah, it was mind blowing. It was.
You want to know what's really cool, man?
Uh huh.
Is that you were showing up with a guy that actually started with a drum and a sprayer that plugged into a drum, and he had no clue how to really go out and seal coat. And now he's got 65 driveways, and he's training somebody who was in his shoes to build the life that they're dreaming of building, which is being independent and free, being a business owner and being proud of what it is that you're building. And he's the one doing that now. And one day you're going to be hopefully that one helping somebody else to do the same thing, man. Isn't how incredible is that?
Yeah, that is incredible. Just yeah, like I said, this was an X factor for me to, now really gain the confidence that I need to, pursue my dreams. I got to know Dom over this time. Matter of fact, I don't have my hat yet, so I'll wear the local seal coating here. But yeah, he told me his story. How humble it was at the beginning, all of the what he went through, and now he has he's like an encyclopedia of information
Right.
that he has that he shared with me, so that perhaps I wouldn't have to go through all the trials and tribulations that he went through at the start of his business. So yeah, that was just really good to be around.
There's only so much, and this is going to be a very important point of the conversation for my team in the background, because I really want this to be laid out. And for everybody watching, you can only learn so much by reading and watching videos. When you're in the field with somebody who's been there and done that, who's gone through all the adversity and challenge and overcome those, and is there winning and growing, to be there in person is something that is absolutely indescribable. You have to be there to feel the energy. You have to feel what it's like to hold a brush in your hand. You have to feel what it's like to pump sealer out of a spray system. You have to feel like what it's like to melt down blocks of rubber and then apply it and push that kettle along. And when you're there in person, you really start to believe correct me if I'm wrong, Alan. What you went from, so prior to meeting Dom, you were on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most, scale 1 to 10. How confident were you in going out and doing this on your very own prior to meeting Dom? 1 to 10, honestly,
1 to
honestly.
10, 2. I was
Really?
at a 2. Yeah, I was at a 2. That's the God honest truth. I was at a 2. And and I'll tell you why, Judd, only because, like I said, I know I was
Yeah,
fortunate enough to invest in the package that I did. And
yep,
it's a big boy toy, that's what I call it,
yep,
so at that point, just, I was honestly intimidated by even turning on the machine,
yep,
all of that, So yeah, my confidence level wasn't high. There's some people in life that they're, hey, they're go getters. They take high risk, high
yep.
reward. That's not my personality. I'm more of a, calculated risk. Let me, take a calculated risk, but I can't, So that's my personality. So that's why something like a mentorship program, like, really, you know, went a long way for me, because I was able to be guided by, somebody who knew the industry, and it just, it fit with my personality. So
When you met Dom and you went out for those you were there for 3 days, right?
3 days, yes.
So you started on the very first driveway and you finished the 65th driveway with Dom and Big Johnny.
Yes, I did. Yes. 3 days. For 3 days, yeah, I was there with them.
Did you work on the first driveway?
I did not. No, no,
Did you work on the second driveway?
no, no.
How many driveways into it did you start to actually work on it, like prepping it and starting to actually do labor?
Well, no, I was doing labor, but what I started doing, believe it or not, was I started my job as, the third guy, was to put the stakes in the ground and put the caution tape, across the driveway, So that's what I started to do. That was my first task, Let's get these 5 driveways done. And even something like that, I mean, takes practice, because Dom goes back and he says to me, it's okay, but it doesn't look professional. You kind of have to do it this way, So I learned how to really, tie those stakes into the, put those stakes in the ground, put the caution tape up, and even something so simple like that can make the difference between you, looking the part of a professional and just fly by night guy, right? So that right there alone, was my first lesson, and I learned to do that very well. I think I did 60 of the 65 driveways after that, putting the stakes in. So I definitely learned that lesson. Then after that, I got into the operations a little more. I was learning how to position the truck, learning how to man the hose, so that we can achieve a flow state, So he said, in order to do the only way we're going to get through this job is if we all connect and we're all in this flow state, which means that we're working in synergy, synergistically. And, it took a little bit for me to catch on. I don't think I caught on the first day, but by the second day, after getting so many reps, yes, after that, I started to really, become more of a team member, more of a help. Now on day one, yeah, he did give me some exposure with the brush, not much, but it wasn't until maybe day 2 or 3 that I kind of felt like, okay, now I'm ready to step up and, use the brush. And by day 3, I think I did my, 2 driveways on my own. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice. And
yeah.
then your confidence level for seal coating went from a 2 to out of 10, 10 being the highest. Where did it go, honestly, on seal coating driveways? Cleaning, prep, crack
Yeah.
sealing, and seal coating.
Yeah, 8.5, 9.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah, 8.5,
Amazing.
9. And I know that once I have a few under my belt, I know it'll be at a 10. If it'll ever
Sure.
get that. So yeah,
So you get these 65 driveways done. I see it feeding on the Instagram stories on local seal coating. Dom's getting that content out there as he's doing so well. By the way, Dom's Instagram is like, honestly, reality TV in a good sense. It's funny, it's good, it's professional, it's fun. It's really, really, really fun to watch. And he does such a great job with his branding too. I guess my question is, you leave because it always feels good to be there and you feel safe and you feel secure because you're with somebody that's doing it and you kind of start to build a friendship, right?
Yes, absolutely. It was very intense, but in those 3 days we were joined at the hip. We were just discussing everything from business to life to, it's, like I said, it's very intense, for those 3 days.
Yeah,
And, yeah, and Don and I we hit it off right away. It wasn't even like, an effort to
right.
just hit it off with him. It just happened naturally. And I think that's, just the way he is, so
Precisely why I connected you with him.
yeah, yeah.
But so now you leave, you go back home, and you're like, you know that he has another project on the horizon because I
Mhm.
saw you went. He drove to Jersey, didn't he,
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
this parking lot?
Coincidentally, he had to come out to Jersey to do a commercial parking lot, and he had a crack filling job that he had big, not small by any just a really huge project. And we kind of connected, and I said, yeah, I definitely like to come on board and learn how to do the crack filling because I've got my our way push melter. I turned it on. It's great. I can use it, but I could really use some exposure on how to exactly use it the right way. And so I went on and on that journey with him.
And so he laid down. What did you guys lay down? 10,000 linear feet in a night or something? Something crazy?
Yeah, there was one night. Yeah, I went out with him for 2 nights, and one of the nights we laid down 10,000 linear feet. So yeah.
And just so everybody's aware, like market rates right now in the industry, people are getting like $1 a foot, $1.25 a foot for that kind of work. That's kind of market pricing. You can drop it down lower than that, but I mean the margins are really really fat. Crack sealing is such an incredible opportunity, man. It's one of the most in demand repairs in the industry. It is the most in demand repair as it relates to the pavement structure. And if you actually just go out and you really do your best to solve people's problems around that, the cracks deteriorating the pavement assets, and you can give a nice quote to them and help them understand really why you should seal cracks, that business is just it's a light up business. So for anybody watching, crack sealing is a really really incredible service to offer that's extremely financially rewarding. It's not easy work, but it's extremely rewarding. And when I say not easy work, was it hard? Were you guys exhausted?
Yeah, yeah. This is this specific project was done overnight, so it's I think we got started at around 10:30, 11 p.m. and I think we finished at around 5:30 a.m. Because it was overnight, and then
Yeah,
took us a little longer because there was a mentorship going on as we were working. We were taking
yeah,
time out to mentor, so it took a little longer. But yeah, it was physically demanding, exhausting. Could be intimidating the first time you do a big parking lot like that. When you have the big oven, melting all of the material, all of the rubber. Then all of a
yeah.
sudden, it's 2 a.m. and I have a blowtorch in my. I never held a blowtorch in my life before, so I have a blowtorch in the middle of a parking lot at 2 a.m. I feel like a Jedi, just with this thing, learning how to
It's awesome.
manipulate it, and so yeah, that was yeah, well, as an experience.
That's great, man. Okay, so you do this crack filling job. You guys are exhausted. You go rest, and you get back to home, and you've got this package that's at the storage facility.
Hmm. Yes.
What's the plan, brother?
Now that's it. I have my package. I feel like I have almost the equivalent of a season, experience that I fast tracked into about, 4 or 5 days. I mean, that's how I feel, honestly. Right now, I went back home. I had to
Yeah,
process things just a little bit. I processed things a little bit and, came up with my game plan now. And now my game plan is to get very aggressive on seeking out jobs, putting out door tags, cold calling. I am doing cold calling also to real estate companies or whatnot. And, I've been immersed in that for the past, today I did the cold calling. Yesterday I spent the day, with the door tags, did about 4 hours of that. and comb through a neighborhood and got an opportunity to observe, I would look at every driveway, and already I would pre-plan if I had to do this driveway, what did I learn? How would I do it? So now I have a game plan for every driveway that I left a door tag on in case I get a call. I know for a fact that I can come out and do a decent job, your driveway. So that's the plan. The plan is to stay aggressive. I'm very hungry to go out there and make this work, and I feel like I'm very prepared now to go out and do that.
And your branding, you have your branding do you have your hats yet? Do you have your shirts yet? Have you got your branding together yet?
Yeah. So, what happened with, yes, I do. I do have that. That's actually going to be delivered on Friday. So this
Nice.
Friday, I'm expecting the package, my logo. I got my business cards. I got, shirts, hats, hoodies, whole bunch of stuff. I use my branding on the door tags already. So I put my branding there. So, yeah, I'm definitely a big believer now in branding after, learning what I have in the past 3 or 4 months.
Brother, your website is kick-ass too.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Still got a little work to do on it, but it's coming along. So
It's surfaceproservice.com, correct?
correct. Yes, yes.
That's awesome. Did you have somebody do it for you?
Yeah, I did. I did. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's not. I had somebody do it, and they
Dude,
designed it.
it's
And
awesome.
all right,
It
thank
looks
you. All right.
it looks great. Nice call to action, man. You're gonna kick some butt. Surfaceproservice.com, everybody. Check it out. I know it's not finished yet, so don't dig too deep on it. But I certainly, when I'm looking through this right now, brother, let me tell you, it's looking awesome. Do you have your Google My Business profile set up too, Alan?
No, I'm working on that this week. That this week I'm really, what it was for me was that now that I have the confidence to go out and do the work, now I'm
Yeah,
actually, again, I didn't take the traditional route. I took what worked for me, and
sure.
maybe I did it inside out. I and yeah,
That's that's all cool. Just curious. Google My Business, get your Instagram professional profile set up, get your Facebook page set up, get your LinkedIn profile set up, that kind of stuff.
yes,
You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to hop on a coaching call with you. I'm going to do that as a gift from me to you. I'd like to hop on with you for a good 45 minutes and go through some stuff. I'll give you some to-do stuff that hopefully will be helpful. Why not? And see if we can dig a little bit deeper. The other thing too is, are you on Paveman Pro yet?
no, I'm not, but I will be very soon. I'll be
I'm
very soon, and
I'm going to give it to you for free for a year, 500
oh,
bucks value. It's yours.
awesome. Oh
So
my gosh,
I'll get Ria to give you an onboarding, and she'll get you on Payman Pro. So you put out your professional proposals, so that when you're going out for those smaller commercial projects, mid-sized commercial, and scaling into larger stuff, you've got
yeah.
all of those pieces. Great for residential too. As you're banging them out, it's going to definitely represent your company professionally. So I'll give that to you.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Really,
No
yeah.
problem. So you're now July 11th. Have you set any goals for yourself by the end of the season? Yeah, I know you're working full time right now, full time, 40 hours a
Yeah,
week.
I'm working full time, and
Yeah,
what I'd like to do for the remainder of the season is get more familiar with the industry, with the operations, just really get good at this. That's my main
yeah,
concern. Really get good at this. Make enough money to cover my, my expenses for this business, and maybe a little more, hopefully, at some point. But speaking realistically, I just really want to use this business. I mean, this season as preparation for next season, so that by the time next season rolls around, I'll have all the bells and whistles. I have the experience, website, Google, Facebook. I mean, I'll be a little bit more experienced in everything that I've been learning,
right.
hopefully get into the automation, all that stuff, So yeah.
Cool, cool. Well, I love the expression "slow down to speed up." A lot
Yeah.
of people jump in too quickly, and at the end of the day, you can succeed that way. But for some people, it doesn't work that way. Like I probably jump into things too fast sometimes and go, but that works well for me. And then, for other people that want to take their time and move into it, that's great too. There's going to be less mistakes if you wait a little bit longer. There's no doubt as you learn and you unfold it, nice and smoothly, there's less mistakes to make. For anybody watching right now, as it related to the coaching piece of this, straight up, I want you to be like 100% candid. For anybody that's considering maybe getting some coaching done, is that something that you would recommend to somebody who's just getting started or interested in getting started? Be straight up.
100%, I do. For me, this was an X factor. It was a turning point, and my experience was incredible. Again, I feel like I got the equivalent of what it would have taken me to learn a full season by myself. I know a lot of what not to do. That's very important. What not to do. And these are things that I learned through the mentorship program. What to do is important, but what not to do is just as important because, like I said, this is a business of a lot of details. And, just for me, at least, my experience. And, absolutely, I 100% I endorse.
Yeah.
Yes. Anybody who wants to find out, wants to share, wants to learn more about my experience, just hit me up. I'll be more than happy to share my experience in detail with you. But at least for me,
It's
it was
nice,
something
man.
that, yeah, awesome. So I really appreciate you putting this together, you and Dom. It was, a great experience.
And the round table too. Do you recommend people pop on the round table every Wednesday at 7?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like a whole package. The round table, it keeps me in the loop. I don't feel isolated in this business. It's very easy to become discouraged when you're isolated and you have, let's face it, I don't know too many people in my circle of friends that know about asphalt. So there's really not, too many people that I can, relate to when it comes to this. So the round table is extremely important, to hear about the highs and the lows, the victories that everybody achieves, every week just, does a lot for me personally, so I really appreciate being a part of that.
Yeah, man, we love having everybody on there. It's one of my favorite things to look forward to every single week. Wednesday at 7 p.m. I pop on there and I'm just like, it's so great to be there with such a group of people that are interested in working towards something that they really want. Or sorry, I shouldn't say want, that they desire, that they truly desire. And that's incredible because I think we're all in this, when we think about life, we're in this present moment, as I said on the last roundtable, like we're in this present moment where we get to choose a direction, and what direction we choose impacts where we're going, right? And so
Yes.
if we're and so I really love being on there because there's a direction that we all go there, which is towards a better future. In my opinion, that's where we're all going, and together it's so much stronger, so much more powerful. For anybody, by the way, watching, you're invited every week, 7 p.m. It's completely free. Pop in and join in. We usually have like 25 people or so, 30 people that come in throughout the session. It's at 7 p.m. Alan, listen, man, I know we've been on for a long time, but I wanted to get this story out. I can't wait for the next time that we do this jam session. And I don't know when it's going to be, but a year from now, to check in to see where things are. I know that we have Robert Ramos on. We've got Jonas on Paint It Black. We've got Bros Seal Coating on here. We've got a lot of people on that have tuned in tonight. And those are all people that started where you started and have grown their business and are branded and crushing it. And to sit here right now with you, these are always very special moments for me because this is my passion. This is what I'm set out to do, is to help as many people do this as possible, to build those futures that they feel is bright and they're confident moving forward. So I thank you so much for taking all your time out of your evening, out of your precious life, to share this stuff with everybody watching, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me on and giving me an opportunity to share my story. It, feels really good to get it out there, and I hope to, inspire, more people. And I want to give a shout out to, the people that have been in the industry, for a while, has been successful. You know what I mean? I aspire to be like you. So, I just want to, get that out there. Everybody's doing a good thing. And you, Judge, you're doing a phenomenal thing here. Really appreciate being
Thanks,
a part
man.
of this whole program. So,
well, it's we're all building a culture here, and the culture is to be positive. It's to empower people. It's to be constantly disciplined and determined in being the best version of ourselves, man. That's the culture, right? To be lighthouse, to pay it forward, like these kind of power words that we use. That's what if we live by that and we apply that to the industry, then the industry is going to thrive. And I'm so excited to be on this journey with you, man. I mean, you're now part of the AK family. You're a friend, and I'm here for you always. But I'd love to jam with you again. And again, thanks for paying it forward to everybody watching. What would be your last piece of advice for somebody out there that might be contemplating whether or not to get started?
You know what? I'll go back to, what Glenn told me when I first, came on board. He said, listen, just go out and do it. Go out and do it. And I've heard you say it a million times. And, but at that particular time, you can do it. I'm 48 years old. I've got a career, but I still have dreams and aspirations, and it's never too late to go out and get it. So, absolutely, go out there. If you're thinking about it, don't think about it too much. Just go out there and do it. So.
Love it. Action. I love it. Hey, and I'm gonna say this. I'm going to say this because this is really important that we give a huge shout out to Dom Manzo. Dom, thank you so much for paying it forward. You do it for so many people. I know that people reach out to you on social media. I know that you're running a business. You've got a nice, beautiful family. You've got a lot going on, man. And to always be paying it forward is something so important. And I remember standing there at the National Pavement Expo with you on that upper floor, looking out over the National Pavement Expo, and you were telling your story. And imagine what you're doing now, my man. Look at this right here. We're talking about you, and Alan. This is the one of the coolest things that I've been able to share right here, right now, is having you and Dom connected, and for everybody else to see this kind of connection. So everybody keep paying it forward, be positive, bright, and influence people to be the best versions of themselves. Alan, can't thank you enough. Really appreciate you, man.
Thank you. And everyone else. Thank you.
We'll speak on WhatsApp soon. We'll keep in touch, brother.
Sounds good. We'll do. Later, Dom. We'll
Cheers.
speak. All right.
Dom, let's go. Let's
go.